Hi, Chris McGuire here, and I've got another Hey Chris question. This one is, hey Chris, I'm doing modern guitar exams. It's all going pretty good except the sight reading component. How can I improve my sight reading? Okay, well, very good that you're doing your modern grade exams. I encourage almost all my students to undergo at least the first grade and then go from there. So that's really good. It's no surprise that a guitar player isn't very good at sight reading. We're notoriously bad at it, and there's a lot of different reasons which I can't necessarily go into, but there's a lot of reasons why guitar players just aren't very good sight readers. But it is something that you can improve upon. One, it's probably you're resisting practicing it, so it is something that you can practice. So you can open up a piece of music that you're not familiar with and you haven't gone through. That is, I like a couple of steps before where you're actually playing it at now. Because I've been playing a little while, I'll try to play a grade below where I'm actually at now. If I haven't done any sight reading for a little while, then I go like a couple of grades below and just get it up again. So if you're really not comfortable with sight reading, I would go back to bare basics, like the first pages of the Mel Bay book or the modern progressive method book. The first couple of tunes in that, just go through that and sight read some unfamiliar tunes. Don't go through a song that you know how it goes or know how the melody goes or that you've played before, because that will kind of defeat the purpose. You can get sight reading books. Both Ansgar and Amy B do sell the books, so you can order them through here or on the website. So yeah, I would encourage that. That's mostly what I use, is those sight reading books. Sometimes just opening up a piece and just working it out from sight reading it is really good. To practice your sight reading effectively, I practice to a certain time limit. So because it's not something that we really like doing and it doesn't seem like we achieve that much, I set myself a time limit. For me it's 15 minutes, so I'll do 15 minutes of sight reading. In that time I'll go through a couple of examples. Sometimes I'll start off with an easier grade and then I'll work my way harder. I try not to go through the example as many times as I can. The point of sight reading isn't to get it perfect, it's just to get a rough pass through, and then you can bluff your way through, so to speak. And that's basically all the examiner is going to be looking at for the exam component. Now, we have to sort of think, why is the sight reading component a big, well, it's not a big part, but why is it part of our modern exams? And the reason for this is it is really important. It's important to look at a piece of music and absorb as much information as there. It's not just the notes and where they are on the guitar that they're telling you, but they're telling you the different dynamics, the timing, timing changes, feeling changes. There's a lot of information that you need to absorb to have a really good level of musicality about what you play. If you're ignoring all this sort of stuff and you're really just worried about your fingering, then that's not going to be as musical as it possibly could. We're speaking the language of music, and I strongly believe that being able to best read it effectively is very important, and a good way to do that is through sight reading and trying to get better at your sight reading. So I do believe it's very important. It's something that I'm really working on myself. I want to be a greater sight reader than what I currently am. I think I'm okay, but I'd like to be even better. I think it is very important, and it's a really good skill. Definitely don't do it just for exam purposes. It will serve you later on. So hopefully this helps. Again, ask your tutor for some help and some exercises in your sight reading. They should be able to give you a few materials to help you practice along. So hopefully that helps. Like always, thank you for your questions. Keep them rolling in at chris@musiccavern.com.au. Cheers, thanks.